Here's how to pronounce the full name of every club in the 2024-25 UEFA Europa League. And also, we're gonna dive into the etymology and share some history about where the names came from. If I butchered your team's name, I'm sorry. Let me know how to say it in the comments or tag me in a video reply. If you've seen my videos before, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Jack Grimsey. Make sure to subscribe now before we get going. Associazione Sportiva Roma Società Prazioni. I've struggled with this name in the past. The name AS Roma comes from the club's full name, Associazione Sportiva Roma, which is Italian for Sports Club Rome. The club was founded in 1927 by Italo Foschi, a Roman representative for the National Fascist Party who merged a couple of other clubs from Rome. The purpose of the merger was to create a strong club for Rome to compete with the more dominant northern Italian clubs of the time. Roma, or AS Roma for short, their full name is Associazione Sportiva Roma Società Prazioni. Manchester United Football Club. A humble origin for one of the world's biggest clubs starts way back when some railroad workers wanted to play football. Formed in 1878 as Newton Heath LYR Football Club by the carriage and wagon departments of the Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway Depot at Newton Heath, an area in the northeast of Manchester. In 1902, wealthy British brewery owner John Henry Davis took over the club, who were struggling with serious financial issues. Given that the team was no longer based in Newton Heath, the new owners renamed the club Manchester United Football Club after considering the alternative names Manchester Celtic and Manchester Central. Man United or Man U are commonly heard, though the club's full name is Manchester United Football Club. Futebol Clube do Porto. The club was named after the city of Porto in northern Portugal, where it's based. The city's name comes from the Roman name Portus Calais, which was given to the area when the Romans added a port to the Celtic hamlet of Calais. The name Portus Calais is thought to have been the origin of the name Portugal. Once again, their full name is Futebol Clube do Porto. Amsterdamse Football Club Ajax. AFC Ajax is named after Ajax the Great, a Greek mythological hero who fought in the Trojan War. The club's founders, Floris Stempel, Karel Rieser, and Han Dade, were inspired by Ajax's story and named the club after him in 1900. The club's crest has evolved over the years, but the current version is an abstract portrait of Ajax with 11 lines to symbolize the 11 players on a football team. Many Dutch clubs have names from Greek mythology, which was often taught in schools at the time as a way to show one's education and social standing. Ajax for short, their full name is Amsterdamse Football Club Ajax. Rangers Football Club. The name Rangers Football Club comes from an English rugby club, Swindon Rangers, which founding member Moses McNeil saw in a book. The name was suggested by McNeil after the club was formed in Glasgow in 1872 by Peter McNeil, his brother Moses, Peter Campbell, and William McBee. The club is often referred to as Glasgow Rangers outside of Scotland, but this is not the official name. The club's full name is Rangers Football Club. Eintracht Frankfurt eingetragener Verein. The name of the German football club Eintracht Frankfurt comes from the German word Eintracht, which means unity or harmony. The name was chosen through the club's desire to bring people together through sport. The club's history includes a series of mergers that led to the name Eintracht. In 1899, a group of young men founded the club as Frankfurter Fußballclub Viktoria. In 1911, Viktoria merged with Frankfurter Kickers to form the Frankfurter Fußballverein. In 1920, VVV merged with the gymnastics club Frankfurter Turngemeinde von 1861 to form Turn- und Sportgemeinde Eintracht Frankfurt von 1861, introducing the word Eintracht into the club's official name. That's why you'll often hear the club called SGE, short for Sportgemeinde. No longer part of the club's title, their full name is Eintracht Frankfurt eingetragener Verein. Società Sportiva Lazio Società Prazioni. The name of SS Lazio comes from the region where Rome is located, Lazio. Wanting to encompass more than just the city of Rome, the club's 9 original founding members chose the name of the club Lazio, the same name as the region where the city of Rome was built. The name comes from the Latin word Latium, which was the region of the Latins. Nobody really speaks Latin anymore, but their full name is Società Sportiva Lazio Società Prazioni. Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Originally called Hotspur Football Club, it was formed in 1882 by a group of schoolboys. The name Tottenham Hotspur comes from two parts: Tottenham, which is named after a farmer, and Hotspur, which honors a 14th century knight. The etymology of Tottenham is thought to come from Tada, a farmer whose hamlet was recorded in the Domesday Book as Tottenham. The settlement is believed to have developed from Toda's hamlet into Tottenham. Sir Henry Percy was a 14th century English knight whose family once owned land in the club's area. Commonly known as Harry Hotspur, he inspired Tottenham Hotspur's name and its famous emblem of a fighting cock. The name was changed to Tottenham Hotspur Football Club in April 1884 to avoid confusion with another London club named Hotspur. Long story to get to a name we probably already knew. Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Sportovny klub Slavia Praha Football Akciová Společnost. The name SK Slavia Prague comes from the combination of Latin and Czech words and has multiple origins. As you just heard, SK stands for Sportovny klub, which is Czech for sports club, as Slavia has many more branches: ice hockey, volleyball, basketball, athletics, rugby, futsal, or handball, above all. Slavia, a Latin term that was used in the older literature to refer to the land inhabited by Slavs. The club's origins can be traced back to the literary and rhetoric club, which renamed itself to Slavia and organized readings of patriotic works. The club's sporting activities began with cycling, gradually expanding to include other sports. The footballing department's full name is Sportovny klub Slavia Praha Football Akciová Společnost. Real Sociedad de Futbol Sociedad Anónima Deportiva. Founded in 1909 as Sociedad de Futbol, or Football Society, translated literally. The name Real Sociedad, meaning Royal Society, comes from the club's connection to King Alfonso XIII. The Spanish king would stay in the city every summer, helped establish the club, and granted it the title of Real or Royal in 1910. Nothing in the club's name mentions the location. In Donostia, the Basque word for San Sebastian, the city that the club calls home. During the Second Spanish Republic, the club's name was changed to Donostia Club de Futbol, reverting to Real Sociedad in 1939. You can call them Real Sociedad or La Real for short, but the club's full name is Real Sociedad de Futbol Sociedad Anónima Deportiva. Alkmaar Zandstreek. Possibly the shortest name in this video comes out of the merger of a lot of clubs with some lengthy names. The name AZ Alkmaar comes from the merger of two football clubs in the Netherlands, Alkmaar 54 and FC Zandstreek, which founded AZ 67 in 1967. Alkmaar 54 was founded in April 1954 and played in the first professional football match in the Netherlands, winning 3-0 at home against Venlo 54. It's crazy to me that the first professional match in the Netherlands wasn't played until the 1950s, but the KNVB, or the Dutch FA, had refused to organize a professional league. Anyway, FC Zandstreek had been playing since 1910 as the Cougar football club KFC. KFC nearly became national champion in 1934, narrowly losing to Ajax in the finals. In 1964, the professional part of KFC was renamed FC Zandstreek, while the amateurs played on as KFC. The merged club was originally known as Alkmaar Zandstreek Combinatie, but adopted the name AZ in July 1986. You'll probably say AZ or AZ, but the full name is Alkmaar Zandstreek. Sporting Clube de Braga. Connected to two of Portugal's biggest clubs, the name Sporting Clube de Braga comes from a group of Braga residents who were supporters of Sporting Clube de Portugal, or Sporting CP, in 1919. The group used the same equipment as Sporting CP, including the green and white kit. However, in 1921, the club changed its kit to red and white to accommodate the connection some Braga fans had to Lisbon's other club, Benfica. Most say Braga, but their full name is Sporting Clube de Braga Olympiacos Syndesmos Philathlon Piraeus. Honoring their history, the name of the Greek club Olympiacos comes from the ancient Olympic Games and symbolizes the values of the Olympic ideal. The full name of the club is Olympiacos Syndesmos Philathlon Piraeus, which translates to Olympic Association of Piraeus Sportsmen. Olympiacos is in the port city of Piraeus, which connects Athens to the Aegean Sea. The club's emblem is a laurel-crowned Olympic athlete, which represents the Olympic ideals of ancient Greece. Olympiacos plays at the Karaiskaki Stadium in Piraeus, which was originally built in 1895 as a velodrome for the 1896 Summer Olympics. Winners of the Conference League in the 2023-24 season, their full name is Olympiacos Syndesmos Philathlon Piraeus. Olympique Lyonnais. Sticking with the Olympic theme here, Olympique Lyonnais was established in 1896 originally as Racing Club de Lyon, which is currently known as the multi-sport club Lyon Olympique Universitaire. In 1899, Olympique de Lyon formed a football team within the multi-sport club. Early on, the football section was often overshadowed by local rivals FC Lyon, who won the French championship in both the 1908 and 1909 seasons. Both Lyon Olympique Université and FC Lyon also shared rivalries with local clubs CS Terreau and AS Lyonnais. In 1910, Lyon Olympique won the French championship, eclipsing their rivals. Now, they're the premier club in Lyon, and their full name is Olympique Lyonnais. Penthessalonikios Atletikos Omilios Konstantinopoliton Porosferiki Anonymi Eteria. Possibly my favorite name to say in these videos, PAOK FC is short for Penthessalonikios Atletikos Omilios Konstantinopoliton, which means Pan-Thessalonikian Athletic Club of Constantinopolitans, with the later word being how people from Constantinople, or Istanbul, are called in Greek. Their name, along with the club's emblem, the Byzantine-style double-headed eagle with retracted wings, honors the memory of the people and places, mostly from the city of Constantinople, that once belonged to the Eastern Roman Empire. Porosferiki Anonimietaria is basically the legal term for football company. I'll try to say it again. Penthessalonikios Atletios Omilios Konstantinopoliton Porosferiki Anonimietaria. But you can just say PAOK. Fenerbahçe Spor Kulübü. The name Fenerbahçe SK comes from the neighborhood Fenerbahçe in Istanbul, which is where the club is based. The name is derived from the Turkish words fener, meaning lighthouse, and bahçe, meaning garden. The name refers to a historic lighthouse in the area. Located on the eastern half of Istanbul, right on the coast, it makes sense to me why a lighthouse is so prominent in the club iconography. Originally founded in secrecy to stay in line with the Ottoman Empire's strict rules, which forbade Turkish youngsters from playing football. Fener for short, the club's full name is Fenerbahçe Spor Kulübü. Moadon Kadurego Maccabi Tel Aviv. The oldest club in Israel has plenty of religious symbolism to unpack. You can see the Star of David on the crest. The name has multiple origins, including the Maccabees, an ancient Jewish rebel army, and the Hebrew word Maccabi. The Maccabees were a Jewish rebel army that has been a symbol of the Jewish people's struggle for over 2,000 years. The name Maccabi was a personal epithet of Judah, and may have come from the Aramaic word Makeba, which means the hammer. The Hebrew word Maccabi means there is no one like you among the gods. The club was originally founded in 1906 in Jaffa as the Harashion Le Zion Yafo Association, but changed its name to Maccabi Tel Aviv when the city of Tel Aviv was established in 1909. Maccabi, or MTA for short, the club's full name is Moadon Kadurego Maccabi Tel Aviv, or in English, Maccabi Tel Aviv Football Club. Ferencvárosi Torna Klub. Hungary's most decorated club, you'll usually hear them referred to as Ferencváros. The name comes from the district of Budapest in which it is located. Ferencváros, as well as the name of the founder, Ferenc Springer. The club was founded in 1899 by Springer and a group of bricklayers, so the club gained the nickname of the Bricklayers, or Fradi in Hungarian. Their full name is Ferencvárosi Torna Klub. Qarabağ Football Kulübü. Originally founded in 1951 as Mesul, the club has changed names a handful of times. Success in the Azerbaijan SSR League led to playing in the Soviet League, and Qarabağ has gone on to find the most success of any Azerbaijani club in UEFA competitions. Refounded in 1987, the name Qarabağ comes from the Qarabağ region where the club originated, but Qarabağ has not played in its hometown since 1993 due to the First Nagorno-Karabakh War. The club now plays in Baku, the capital city of Azerbaijan. You can call them Qarabağ. The club's full name is Qarabağ Football Kulübü. Galatasaray Spor Kulübü. On the western or European side of Istanbul, Galatasaray is in the Beyoğlu district located on the Golden Horn. Its name comes from Galata, which may have in turn been derived from the Galatai, meaning the Galatians, as the Celtic tribes were thought to have camped at Galata during the Hellenistic period, before settling in Galatia in central Anatolia. Galatasaray translates directly as Galata Palace. Saray means palace in Turkish. Gala, or Galatasaray for short, the club's full name is Galatasaray Spor Kulübü. Football club Viktoria Plzeň Akciova Społeczność. The name comes from the city of Pilsen, where the club is based. The club was originally founded in 1911 as SK Viktoria Plzeň, changing names several times over the years. The club changed its name to Sokol Škoda Plzeň in 1949, Sokol Zvil Pilsen in 1952, DSO Spartak LZ Pilsen in 1953, TJ Spartak LZ Pilsen in 1962, TJ Škoda Pilsen in 1965, and has been using its current name, Football Club Viktoria Plzeň, since 1993. Pilsen, or Viktoria Plzeň for short, the full name is Football Club Viktoria Plzeň Akciova Społeczność. Football club in Bodø, Glimt. The name comes from the name of the city where they play, Bodø, and the club's original nickname, Glimt, which means flash. The club was founded in 1916 as Football Club in Glimt. The club changed its name in 1948 due to an older club from Trøndelag having the same name, and has gone by the name Football Club in Bodø Glimt. The slash was originally a hyphen, but was changed in the 1980s to avoid confusion, as hyphens were often used to separate teams on betting coupons and result tables in newspapers. I need to work on my Norwegian, but here's my best attempt at the club's full name. Football club in Bodø Glimt. Royale Union Saint-Gilloise, an old club that has recently been making waves in Belgium and Europe, with a moniker derived from the municipality of Saint-Gilloise in Brussels, where the club was originally located. Although since the 1920s, the club has been based at the Joseph Marion Stadium in the neighboring municipality of Forest in the southwest of Brussels. You'll commonly see Union SG or Royal Union, but the club's full name is Royal Union Saint-Gilloise. Futbolny Club Dynamo Kyiv. The name comes from the Greek word dynamis, which means power or power in movement, and Kyiv, the capital city in Ukraine where the club is founded. The name was originally used for the Soviet Dynamo Sports Society, which included the club as a branch. The term dynamo was first used used by Belgian inventor Zenobe Grammy to describe his electrical generator. Displaced from the Ukrainian capital due to the ongoing war, Dynamo Kyiv will be playing Europa League matches in Hamburg this season. Dynamo Kyiv for short, their full name is Futbolny Klub Dynamo Kyiv, Professionalen Futbolny Klub Ludogorets 1945. The club is named after the Ludogorets region, which is located primarily in Razgrad province, Bulgaria. The club was established in November 1945 after several rural football clubs in the Ludogorets region merged. The club's name has changed multiple times over the years, including FC Antibiotic Ludogorets in 1997 and PFC Ludogorets 1945 Razgrad in 2009. Dominant in Bulgaria and regulars in European football these days, that wasn't always the case. Reorganization in 2009 started the resurgence and led to a national record of 13 consecutive league championships, a streak that's still active. They play in Razgrad, you can call them Ludogorets, and their full name is Professional Football Club Ludogorets 1945. Football Club Midtjylland. Formed in 1999 through the merger of two clubs, Ikost FS and Herning Fremad, Midtjylland is the name chosen to carry on. Ikost dated to 1935 and Herning even further back to 1918. These two neighboring clubs are rivals, but never a dominant force in Danish football. Pretty simple etymology, derived from the region the club is located. Based in Denmark's central Jutland, Midtjylland is the Danish name for the province. You can drop the FC, but it doesn't get much shorter than Football Club Midtjylland. Malmö Fotbollsförening. Sweden's record champions are named for the city of Malmö that they call home. The club arose from a 1905 initiative to encourage young people in Malmö to play organized football. One of the local teams, the Boklubben Idrott, also known as simply BK Idrott, was a predecessor to Malmö joining in 1909, but soon left because of issues between the two clubs. Not to worry, on the 24th of February 1910, the 19 members of BK Idrott founded Malmö FF. Malmö, or MFF for short, the full name is Malmö Fotbollsförening, Athletic Club. Now this is a bizarre one, the full name is the same as the short name. Athletic Club was founded in 1898 by Basque students who had picked up the sport while living in the United Kingdom. Upon returning home, they established a football club to keep up with their new hobby, settling on the English term Athletic Club as opposed to the Spanish equivalent Club Atlético. Some will call them Bilbao or Athletic Bilbao, but technically the city isn't even part of the name. You can just use their full name, Athletic Club. Turn- und Sportgemeinschaft 1899 Hoffenheim eingetragener Verein. TSG Hoffenheim is short for Turn- und Sportgemeinschaft 1899 Hoffenheim eingetragener Verein, which translates to Gymnastic and Sport Club 1899 Hoffenheim. The club's name is an acronym that provides some insight into its history. Originally founded in 1899 as a gymnastics club by a group of local residents, football was added to the club in 1921, and the two departments merged in 1945 to form the current club. Hailing from Sinsheim, the town's entire population of 36,000 could nearly fit into the stadium. You can call them Hoffenheim for short because the full name is rather long. Turn- und Sportgemeinschaft 1899 Hoffenheim eingetragener Verein. Olympique Gymnastikclub, another club with a name inspired by gymnastics. Originally founded in 1904 as Gymnastique Club de Nice, primarily focusing on gymnastics and athletics. After a couple of splits and mergers, the name was changed in 1924 to reflect the popularity of the word Olympique at the time, following the recent Olympic Games in France. It's not nice, but rather Nice, and their full name is Olympique Gymnastique Club de Nice. Royal Sporting Club Anderlecht. The club is named after Anderlecht, a district in Brussels, Belgium's capital, and many refer to them simply as Anderlecht. You can see the French influence in the original name. Sporting Club Anderlechtois, founded on the 27th of May 1908 by a dozen football lovers at the Concordia Café in Anderlecht. In 1933, 25 years after the formation, the club changed their name to Royal Sporting Club Anderlechtois, keeping the name for 60 years before anglicizing it to the current name, Royal Sporting Club Anderlecht. Football Club Twente. The club was formed in 1965 as a merger of two professional clubs, Sport Club Enschede and the Enschedese Boys, and named after the Twente region in the eastern Netherlands. Twente is most likely named after the Tevanti, a Germanic tribe that settled in the area and was mentioned by the Roman historian Tacitus. Recent financial problems have been forgotten by better campaigns and forays back to Europe. Most say Twente, but the full name is Football Club Twente. Besiktas Gymnastik Kulübü. Bereket Gymnastics Club was founded on the 3rd of March 1903, but was soon renamed to Besiktas Ottoman Gymnastics Club. Besiktas is a district of Istanbul and is derived from the Turkish word Beşik and Tas, which literally mean cradle and stone respectively. One of Turkey's big three clubs, Besiktas has never been relegated and has earned the right to display the Turkish flag on its crest. Besiktas for short, the full name is Besiktas Gymnastik Kulübü. Football Club FCSB. Quite a complicated history, so please forgive me if I don't get the pronunciation or the full story 100% correct. ASA Bucharesti Army Sports Association was founded on the 7th of June 1947 following a decree signed by General Mihail Laskar, High Commander of the Romanian Royal Army, but was soon renamed CSCA in 1948 and CCA in 1950. At the end of 1961, CCA changed its name once again to CSA Steaua Bucuresti. The club's new name translated to the Star and was adopted because of the presence of a red star, symbol of most Eastern European army clubs, on its crest. After the Ministry of National Defense sued the club, claiming that the Romanian army were the rightful owners of the Steaua logo, colors, and honors, and the name, the Executive Committee of the Romanian Football Federation approved an application to modify the name of the club from FC Steaua Bucuresti to FC FCSB on the 30th of March 2017. Plenty of the pre-2003 honors are disputed, but the club has won dozens of Romanian league and cup titles, and they won the European Cup and European Super Cup in 1986, also owning a world record 104 match unbeaten streak from 86 to 89. FCSB officially, Steaua Bucurest unofficially, the full name is Football Club FCSB. Football Club's Riga's Futbola Škola. The name Riga's Futbola Škola translates to Riga's Football School in Latvia. FK RFS was founded in 2016 after the previous team in Riga, Skonto FC, suffered from financial issues and went bankrupt. Learning they were playing in the First Liga, the top tier of Latvian football, less than a month before the new season began, the club had to act fast by bringing in experienced players. Most of these players came from the newly disbanded Skonto FC, and Riga have since been Latvian champions twice, in 2021 and 2023. Just the second Latvian club to qualify for the group stage of a UEFA competition, most will call them Riga, forgetting about other clubs from the Latvian capital. You can say RFS for short to clarify, and their full name is Futbola Klubs Rigas Futbola Škola. Idrottsförening Elfsborg. Borås Fotbollslag was formed on the 26th of June 1904 in the Swedish city of Borås. Just 2 years later, the name was changed to IF Elfsborg because the founders felt there were too many teams with Borås in the name. So how did they get Elfsborg? The name comes from the older spelling of Elfsborg County with an E instead of the modern spelling. With a few trophies and honors, Elfsborg is fairly decorated, but they have one achievement that stands above the rest. The only club in Swedish history to ever defeat the Swedish national team. They play in yellow and black, but famously once wore red from another local team, Borås FK, to avoid a kick clash with the national team in that famous victory. Elfsborg for short, the club's full name is Idrottsförening Elfsborg. And that is how to pronounce the full name of every club in the 2024-25 UEFA Europa League. Hopefully I did a decent job. Let me know how I did in the comments. Thank you, Footy Fam. A special thanks to the VIPs and Ultras who are paid subscribers on the Footy Fam Patreon. This video wouldn't be possible without your support. If you want to see your name in the credits and get other awesome perks like BTS content and more, make sure to subscribe via the link in the description.